are you, Luke?
How
What's
are
going
you,
on?
sir?
We're in the.
I don't know what's in that green cup. Put those headphones on.
Throw those
You'll be
headphones
able to
on for
hear
us, my
This
friend.
is great.
Well,
Yeah.
what's going
Whoa,
on?
What up,
there
what
it
up,
is.
what up?
I'm Dave.
Luke, Dave,
Dave,
and
Luke.
Matt. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
What's going on? How are you today?
Oh, I am sore. Oh my God. I've been training. I've been training hard, and I flew in last night, and then I jumped out this morning for a run. I couldn't sleep that well. I never do in Vegas hotels for some reason, right?
Really?
Oh, I get you. I don't know. They popping oxygen, right?
Yeah.
There's
something in here.
Well, I woke up at 4 o'clock. I was like, what the fuck?
You can swear. You can swear whatever you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
and
would you go for a run at 4 o'clock in the morning? What the hell's wrong with
No,
you?
I waited till about 5:30. I tried to sleep. I tried to turn on the air conditioner. It wasn't working. Nothing was working. I was like, oh my God. and then I get out. I was like, I'm just gonna power this run out.
Yeah.
Got to get it in. Not gonna get tired ever again after my last fight.
You can get lost though at that time in the morning running around. So you have like an app to know where you're going. Like what do you do? You just go.
There's structures. There's structures. You look at the structures. You know, there's bright lights. This is Vegas. This is a city never sleeps. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
the lights are always shining. I got out the Virgin. I went down and I was like, I turned the corner here and I was like, you felt the wind. I was like, kind of hit me on the side, but not quite on. I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is all right. Here we go.
Chilly.
And then I was like, this is gonna suck. And I turned the corner on the Big Vegas Boulevard, just head on wind. I'm like, oh my God, bro. I'm like, I'm on the boulevard. I'm not turning around. I'm gonna face this and power through it.
Right.
My hips, just like my whole legs, the whole body felt like it was in slow motion. I was like, then I had to hit a couple escalators. You start thinking about your opponent in your head. You're like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker.
Right.
I see an escalator. I saw an escalator. I saw 2 escalators, one going up and one going down. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go. I tried to like hot step it up the one going down. I was like, that was a bad idea.
All right. So you're fighting Mike Perry coming up in April. Bare knuckle fighting championships. How different is the camp compared to a typical preparation for mixed martial arts? Obviously, it's one discipline versus multiple.
Yeah.
So it's just worrying about someone striking. But how different is the camp? What do you do differently?
I'm figuring it out.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like,
This is new. It's like,
I wanted to ask the first question. Why the fuck are you doing this? This is crazy. This is different than anything you've ever done, is it not?
because it's Mike Perry. He's about your size sitting down.
This is what we need. This is
I mean,
what we need.
it's
You're
a
right.
one fight. I'm not. This is not like a thing I'm gonna do make
Okay.
a career out of. You know,
Okay.
this is
Okay.
this is a
Opportunity.
very nice opportunity.
Yeah.
Good.
That puts me where I want to be, and
Yeah.
you guys would fight for the money I'm getting.
Yep.
Good.
You guys
That's
would get
great.
in there and step in. I guarantee you.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You do it, and for me, as a bigger man, to fight a guy like Mike Perry, where it's just, it's fun, I guess. And he's like, I really would like to put some hands on his face and
Yep.
make
Yep.
a masterpiece. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
Go
kind of
paint.
he's like kind of funny, but he's kind of a little.
You can say it.
I don't know. I don't even an asshole. He's a dick. I heard he knocked out. Somebody just told me he knocked out some old 80-year-old man.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
Does that.
That actually just motivated me more to beat his ass.
It happened.
And
Yeah.
who the fuck does that?
Well, that got him in
And
trouble.
I
That
thought he was like.
That was the end of his run with the UFC. I mean, that was really what got him
That was
out.
it. Okay, yeah.
That was
I
what
heard
happened.
a murmur of it. Now people are telling me more about it, and
Yeah,
it's like
it
it's
wasn't
just
good.
all the more motivation to put it on this kid's face.
Your hands. How have you worked? Are you wondering? Are you thinking about that difference because you're not wearing 4-ounce gloves? Clearly, it's a bare knuckle fight. So,
Yeah.
does any concerns about what the hands will be like in the fight?
I mean, yeah, you have to be aware of it for sure, especially with Mike Perry because he's coming forward with his head down, and you never want to hit the top of the top of the head.
That's fine.
Ouch.
Yeah, I did that one time against Keith Jardine as I cracked him and knocked him down, and as he was getting back up, I was like, hell no, dog. And hit him right on top of the head, and you got so much structure, and like
Yeah.
How bad
even with the
does that
gloves,
fucking-
even the
how
gloves
bad
on,
does
it
that
just
hurt, Luke?
shattered my
How
hand.
bad does that hurt when that happens?
That was with the gloves on, and that still hurt like hell. I still knocked him out, finished him, and then I was like, hand started like, something's wrong here. But I had the
love
belt.
it. You
I had
guys
the
just
belt,
say something.
and I didn't feel it that much because I had alcohol and I had the belt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but this fight with Mike, he's gonna come over. He's gonna come with his head down. He's a shorter guy. He's gonna come after me. So I got to be wary of that. I was talking to Alan Belcher. I knew back from the UFC, and reached out to him just to say what's up. He was like he had said some things to me, and so I was like, hey, oh, interesting. I was like, yeah, Alan's calling me on my stuff. I was like, oh, I'm gonna say what's up, and then he ended up winning the title, and we talked, and it's just like it's about being a sniper. You know what I mean? It's like the numbers are dangerous sometimes because your hands get so beat up, and it's about really finding that mark, finding the chin and finding the neck. You know, not really trying to hit the top of the head and focus on those spots. But I've always had really good hands too. Recently, in the last I can't remember the last time I had a real hand problem.
Right.
And I barely wrap my hands, and I'm cracking. So and I'm just doing that more and more now. And even like I'm hitting pads, the hardest pads in the world, with just bare knuckles, and I feel solid. I feel solid, and I feel I like my reach. I like my advantages. I like my style versus his style. I see a lot of qualities where I can find him, and he's so dumb. He doesn't understand what danger is. You know what I mean? That makes him a little dangerous.
Oh,
that makes him a little dangerous.
That actually makes him more dangerous. Right?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And anybody who doesn't identify danger, you know what I mean? They're gonna throw when they shouldn't throw, which makes it awkward. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that you just, especially like a young kid I have right now in the gym. He's a southpaw. He's big and tall, but he just does not understand danger. And he pays for it a lot of time, but like if you just throw shots and like normal people that have that real boxing flow, that you can identify when they're gonna hit you back. They're gonna wait. You know what I mean? Like these kids are just like wild, and you got to know. And Mike's always been that. So find my spots. But his head's always up. He always just comes forward with his head up. You know, he's like he's like a little robot, and he just keeps going.
Right.
And if you watch my fights, I put a lot of people down with my lead hand. Machida hit the floor.
You want this
Costa
to be a short
Costa
fight?
Philippou hit the floor. Chris Weidman hit the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm hitting middleweights to the floor, and a lot of them. And I'm hitting harder than I've ever hit right now in my life. My boxing's better than it's ever been, and my footwork. I think people are underestimating my footwork. Putting shoes on these feet, I'm fucking fast. I'm fucking fast, man.
I was going to ask you that. I was going to say you're not going to be barefoot. You're going to have actual traction.
Fucking I'm all over the place. It's a small little ring, but I still my movement is something that he's not really going to be prepared for. You know, I don't have to kick. I don't have to worry about wrestling. I don't have to worry about kicks, and so it's like you really can move and flow and get that rhythm. And I think I'm going to eat his fucking soul.
I love it. Oh my God, I'm fired up.
The UFC right now, I mean, obviously there's a card here going on as we speak at the moment, but John Jones comes back. We were there over the weekend on Saturday.
Yeah.
He was gone for 3 years.
Yeah.
We didn't see very much. Obviously, it was a fast fight, right?
Yeah, it was boring. Stupid.
Right? were you surprised at how easily he won? It's a pretty big mistake that was made. I mean,
it wasn't a mistake that was made. It was a weakness, and it was an overestimation by everybody that heavyweights are good, and they're not that good.
At wrestling, right?
I mean, that guy started MMA a couple of years ago. I mean, come on, it was like as good as he looks in one realm. When you fight like a guy that's a lifetimer, he was so in his head. Like he had no idea what he was doing. He was like, "Oh, I'm fighting the cool guy. Like I don't even know what I'm doing in here." Like he didn't fight.
Right.
Like he did. He was beat before that fight started.
Right.
You could see it in his eyes, and he's just like touching gloves and looking down, like he's just playing John Jones' game. And John was in his head, but he does that a lot to a lot of people before he gets in there, and he should. I mean, if he fought to his ability, it would have been a much better fight. But this is a mental game.
Yeah.
You know, besides the fact that he's not that technically versed, and he's a heavyweight, and most heavyweights suck. But yeah, but still, it was a mental thing. It was a mental. Yeah, it was pretty sad.
All this training and your career and all this stuff, like, you know, we do a sports talk show, but it's a gambling show as well. And did you ever look at the numbers? Did you care whether you were an underdog or a favorite or all this stuff? You did?
I'm a gambling man. Come on. Fucking way too much. I've had to take breaks, long breaks.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
We use the term disrespect.
Big payouts.
Like you hear all this stuff like, oh, Luke's disrespected by this line, like because he's a dog.
Yeah.
Did that ever come into play with you? Because, I mean, I think you'll probably – I don't even know what the line will be when you fight Mike.
I'm curious. I don't even know what that's going to be like.
I think you're going to – I mean, if I'm making the numbers, I used to make the numbers in the books. I make you your favorite right now, just sitting next to you. You're a fucking favorite. I'm telling you right now. And I hear you talking about training and putting shoes on for the first time, all this shit.
Yeah.
Like you've embraced this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making you the favorite. But did you
When
look at that stuff before?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We watch the fight.
Yeah.
You watch it for sure. I mean, when I fought Bisping the second time, I was like minus 1,000. Some shit. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and it got in my head, and I was like, I got to go out there and do more. I got to go knock him out. I got to just got to box. I got to do this. I got to do that. I know, but it was like it was the pressure of everything. Everyone was like, he's a pound for pound, you know, one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. And,
Right.
and I took so much pressure on me, and I went in there and I just fucking shit the bed. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people, like, especially when you become a champion, you know, you're doing it for yourself before you get to there. Once you get there, it's like, okay, now it's like, I was already Strikeforce champion.
Right.
And I was like, I still got to prove myself. I want
Right.
to be an undisputed champ. Like, fuck, I'm already the best. I feel I'm the best. People are still disrespecting me. Then I get that fucking second title, and I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck you guys.
Right.
Fuck everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm the fucking man.
Right.
And then you start playing like a game, a business game. You know, and I got Ralph Lauren biting at me, and I got all these other things, and I'm like, I'm trying to capitalize, and I'm like, I'm just distracted. I let the moment, and then the opponent changed too.
Yeah.
Obviously, getting Bisping last minute was like,
That's
I was
hard.
like, oh, like I already beat him, smoked him, and I got to go out there and like pound for pound, all these things. I was like, I got to go out there and do more than I've ever done, and I want to show a different side of my game. And no one really grounded me in my camp at that time. Everyone was joking and pulling and yeah. And so I fucked that one up.
So, advice for me. So, 5 years ago, I met Stephan Bonner, who just recently passed away. He's my first ever boxing coach. Stephan, I was working out, and Stephan said to me, I was doing like cardio boxing. And he's like, you're doing Thai boa. Do you want to box or not? And I was like, yeah, I want to box. So Stephan was my first boxer. He used to beat the shit out of me all the time in the gym. It was awesome. I was amazing.
He would do that for sure.
It was awesome. Yeah, he would club me upside of my head. It was amazing. And I miss him, and I can't believe he's gone.
God bless him.
But I'm now thinking about doing BJJ.
I thought you said BKFC. I was like, oh shit.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I don't want to get hit anymore. But I'm 45 years old. Am I insane for even entertaining this idea?
No, it's a great longevity play. You know what I mean? You can't get hit forever, but
Yeah.
you can
Right.
you can do
Train
jiu-jitsu
like it,
forever,
right,
and it retains your muscle mass. You know, that's like the one thing that goes in life is our muscle mass. You
Yes.
have to build the muscle back, otherwise your joints and everything falls apart. Your body needs muscle, and you need to use that.
Yeah.
Everything in your body needs to be moving and needs to
Movement
be
is-
held together. You know what I mean? Create
Yeah.
circulation and keep that shit together. And stay away from big, nasty ass
That's a
fucking
big
dogs.
dog. Whoa.
Just walking through the casino.
Just,
big
I mean,
dog.
just bringing that thing. It's like Sandlot, fucking dog, about to kill people.
Big dog.
Come on, dog. Keep that thing out of here.
That's a big dog.
I don't know.
Somebody take
That's
care
a-
of that dog.
Whoa.
What the
That's
hell?
wild. So,
That's when you bring back the kicks.
Right.
Oh, right. So, gi or no?
The thing comes at you.
Gi or no gi?
I mean, it depends on how homophobic you are.
That's the best answer ever.
Okay, I'm not. So how about
Right,
I'm not?
yeah.
I'm not homophobic.
Oh,
You'll be wearing
then
a tight
put it on, baby. Get in there. Be careful if some guy gets a little fucking frisky.
Because I mean, you're growing.
Undercover, there's a lot of guys that just secretly get in those gyms, depending on their territory. You watch out, dog. If they're letting you triangle them, and then you better.
Oh no. Okay. Well, that's,
Hey, wow, I'm good at this game.
What the hell's going on? Right now?
why am I feeling something very?
Bro, I caught 10 triangles on Javier.
So because no gi seems to be more fun.
Nogi, I love Nogi. It's more fucking. There's more movement,
Right.
more flow,
I don't want people grabbing me and like
and
yanking
it's
me
more
around.
realistic too. I mean, like, there's a realism. Obviously, if I'm wearing this, like, you know,
Yeah.
something very sturdy that's gonna hold.
Right.
But I mean, most people are not. You know,
Right, they're wearing the
Or in
shirts.
shirts
Right,
or something
right.
like that. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
And there's just it's more fluid. It's more artistic. I think there's more action.
Yeah.
It's more artistic. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool. There's not a lot of stalling techniques, and it's
Right.
yeah.
It
I
looks
like it a lot more, man. There's
How-
more variety, more realism.
How old were you when you started?
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
I did judo when I was like 6 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I was competing in judo when I was like 6 to 10 or something like that, and then I did wrestling in junior high and high school, and
Right.
then in high school I figured out jiu-jitsu, and I started I did it a little bit when I was like 16, but
Yeah.
then after high school I really committed to it, and I started just training full-time jiu-jitsu in the gi,
Yes.
and then I started getting good. You know, I had that wrestling flow and that intensity, and I had the jiu-jitsu, and I really kind of put it all together. That's when then I won a couple jiu-jitsu world championships, and that's when I got the motivation and confidence to be like, seeing how prevalent MMA was. I mean, jiu-jitsu wasn't MMA. I was like, I can fight.
Yeah. And liked it.
I was like,
And
where's
liked
that gym? The gym AK over there? I'm gonna go over there and fuck some shit up. Okay.
What's your other favorite sport, like to watch or to bet or anything like that? What do you like? Is it football?
I like football, man.
Are you a Niner guy?
I'm born. Yeah,
I know.
Born and raised on my Niners. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What can I say? I heard a horrible story about Joe Montana over at the SHOT Show.
Oh no!
Ruined me a little bit.
Oh.
There's a lot of stories rolling around about Joe Montana.
I heard he used to like go to a club and handcuff women. Bring handcuffs.
Oh,
Whoa.
I don't know.
I don't know. I was going to ask.
No, sorry, Joe, but that's fucked up.
That's. I mean, you know.
Hey. I can't.
Maybe. I mean,
Steve Young was my guy, though. Steve Young growing up, that was really my time, and he is the man.
I was going to ask you if you thought the Niners could win the Super Bowl this upcoming year.
I think they can, and you know, it just depends on how things go off season, of course.
Can you play quarterback?
Yeah, right.
This might be the
I
problem.
always thought about it. Jed York's a good friend of mine, actually. My Niners I'm real close with.
Oh, nice.
My boy Tarek works with them too. So I hear a lot. I know a lot. Right now I think Purdy gives us the best chance, but you never know. It's like those new quarterbacks come in and then everyone figures them out the second year, and you know it's.
And
who knows?
Question,
But
right?
but Trey is like, I don't know if Trey's ready either. So it's like,
we'll see.
I don't know, man. And it's just, we'll see. I mean, the team is insane when we're firing and clicking and healthy.
Stacked.
I mean, between
Defensive lineman.
Debo and McCaffrey, it's
offense.
like, what are you gonna do? And Kittle, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna defend those guys?
I thought they were going to win it this year.
I think I was pissed off. I thought they should have gone Wildcat or done something. I mean, I don't fucking care. Give it a chance to win. I was really pissed about that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a. I'm not a football guy, but I mean, like, give it a go.
Right.
Give it a. I mean, I
They
don't
were
know nothing
stuck.
about the fucking the strategies of everything, but like, I still think a Wildcat offense would have at least give us a chance rather than just. They can predict that handoff, but the kid can't even move. It's like, come on, what are you doing, dude? I was never mad at Shanahan.
We'll get you out of here on this. Dave and I were watching together. We watched the Leon Edwards fight against Kamaru Usman. Obviously, the fight looked like it was going to go to Usman. He got clipped, kick heard round the world. They're doing it again coming up here in a couple of weeks. You fought rematches before.
Yeah.
Psychologically, what's that like walking into a rematch when you've already fought the person that's standing on the other side of the octagon?
It depends on the circumstance, of course. With me and Bisping, I smoked him so easily, and it was like, I got to go out there and do more. Like, I think there's mutual respect and understanding that this is a fucking fight.
Yeah.
I used both these guys as sparring partners back in the day. So Leon used to come to AKA, and I used him for like my Machida camp and a few camps. He was in there with me.
Wow.
He's tough, man. He's hard to work, and he's gotten better and better. Usman, I trained with him a lot in Florida. I sparred with him a lot. He came with me to the UL fight. Those guys I knew exactly what it was going to be. Is a very, back and forth. Who knows what that? I don't know. I mean, like, one can win, the other can win, and I think that's what everyone saw. And it's like, but you see, Leon's getting that confidence, that champion confidence that'll grow, and he's doing it on his home turf. And how does that pressure get to him on the home turf? And how does Usman react after being clipped? He's never been put out like that.
Nope.
And it's a big thing. You never know how a guy's going to come back.
Nope.
You're going to hesitate, and hesitation is the killer of high caliber athletes.
Right.
High caliber, like the thing that separates the best from the good.
Yeah.
Is the hesitation. No hesitation is just you never question yourself, never think yourself. If you don't hesitate, you're gonna beat the motherfucker to the spot.
But you got to know the danger, like you talked about. You don't want to be.
Yeah, but you have to have confidence that you're gonna get there first. And if you get there first, like Usman did versus Masvidal, he was confident he's gonna get there first, and he didn't question it, and he fucking went there.
Yeah. Right.
Now there might be a little bit of question. You never know. It's like, but man, it's gonna be a fight. I feel like it's gonna be a fight, and We'll see how Usman comes in there. I think Leon's going to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it just depends on how Usman reacts and comes forward and how much more, how much more mean he is.
Right.
Wrestling and everything and no altitude. So that's another thing, too. I think that you're going to feel
Your
that.
fight's up at altitude, right?
My fight's in altitude. I've been changing the game a lot from my fight this time. Not messing around this time. I fucked up last time.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully I don't break my nose in the first exchange again.
Right.
How many times you broke your nose?
It's the first time in a fight.
Really?
First time in a fight, yeah.
Oh.
It's hard.
Oh.
My nose was like, he
twice.
kept punching me. My nose is shifting all over my face. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, stay the fuck over there. I'll be over here. You go over there. And he kept hitting me. I'm like, motherfucker. And I crack him and like hit him. And then I'm like, walk forward. I'm like, yeah, what? I'm like, shit. Come back. Just chill. Take a break.
Luke,
Man.
they're giving us a rap single. Thank you so much for coming in, man. This is awesome. Really
Great
appreciate
stuff,
your time, man.
man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
That's Luke Rockhold joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Great conversation. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, you could rip that off. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So that's a lot of fun. He'll be fighting
Appreciate it,
Mike
brother.
Perry.
Thank you.
Mike
luck,
Perry
man.
coming in, man.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
you.
Bare
Yep.
Knuckle Fighting Championship coming up here
Great
in
stuff.
April.